and industrial relation code with relation to standing orders and trade unions. So certification of standing orders, again, we all know the Standing Orders Act will be applicable if there are 100 or more workers in an industrial establishment. Again, the threshold limit is getting increased from 100 to 300, right? And if there is no information from the authority concerned for the 60 days continuously after the submission of the draft standing orders, then it is deemed to have been approved, right? So deemed approval provision is also coming through the courts. And fixed term employment, yes, we discussed, it is now permitted. And trade union, yes, I think compulsory recognition or to form a negotiating council. So I think the majority trade union, the trade union has the support of more than 50% of the workers. It is to be compulsorily recognized, right? If there are multiple trade unions and none of the trade unions has a majority, that is more than 50% of the workers subscribing to them, then I think it is to be framed. I think negotiating council is to be formed by the employer, and I think from each union some representation must be there. That depends on one person for every 20% of the workers. That is how it is given now. And provision for compounding offense, like we discussed for other courts. Here also, in case where the imprisonment is not prescribed as a punishment, compounding of offense is possible under industrial relations code also. I think so. These are all some of the important changes which are brought through the courts. We have discussed that only. These changes, I think, based on that, we may have to bring in a lot of changes in our current processes, as we discussed in the earlier when we began. Like very important, it is the having a relook at the wage structure. Definitely, if you are having the wage portion working out to more than 50%, absolutely no issues. You can just go ahead. You need not revisit your salary policy at all, right? Then in case of fixed term employment, management has to decide whether they want to go for fixed term employment or not. There are advantages. There could be some disadvantages also. We may have to weigh it, right? Again, what is available, flexible flexible employment is only by fixed term employees and also by engaging contract labor, right? Yes, contract labor, we all know how is it. But fixed term employment is only now it is permitted. So if we want to give it a try, we can do that also. And yes, appointment order, it is made mandatory. It is to be issued. Aadhaar number, please collect the Aadhaar number when you recruit the persons. And mines, again, mines will also fall under the purview of ESI. Currently, it is not so. And possibility of covering apprentices other than the Apprentices Act, because under the Apprentices Act, they are all very clearly excluded. But if you are engaging apprentices as per your own policy or as per the certified standing orders, we may have to make sometimes representations to the authority concerned, but we have to very clearly get the guideline whether they are to be considered as employees for the purpose of PF as well as for gratuity particularly. And leave reworking, if you are a factory, if you are running a factory, then instead of 240 days, for leave eligibility, it is coming down to 180 days, right, for a worker. So you may have to rework. And health examination, it is to be done for those workers who have completed 45 years of age, and it is going to be an annual affair, and the entire cost is to be borne by the employer concerned. And direct employees can also become now interstate migrant workers if they are engaged from other states, but provided their salaries salary does not go beyond 18,000. If they are drawing more than 18,000, then I think even if they are from other states, whether engaged directly or through a contractor, they will not be considered as interstate migrant workers, right? So only if they are drawing a salary of up to 18,000 per month, only then they will be considered as interstate migrant workers. And night shift for women, we discussed on that. So consent is to be obtained. So whatever way we have to follow to protect our interest, right, from including a clause in the appointment order in case it is issued to a woman employee, let us do that, right? It is ultimately to safeguard the interest of the company, to safeguard the interest of the management. And for core jobs, I think we are not supposed to engage the contract workers, and payment of wages to be done within 7 days. And if you want your worker to work overtime, again the consent is required. and payment of consideration to contractors, it is to be made immediately within 7 days at least, right? I think you may have a different arrangement already, but you may have to revisit that. And those who are drawing more than 24,000, they will also now come under the purview of payment of wages. So we may have to take them also into account for preparing various statutory records, including the returns, right? And we should always be watchful for the notifications to be issued by the appropriate governments on various core. And yes, and we also should be aware of certain things like quantum of fine. It is getting increased, right? So let us go for conformance, right? So let us ensure that compliance is done. And yes, compounding of offense is also there, but that is there only for the first time. And let us also be aware that the compulsory recognition of union, it is coming up. And but of course deemed approval is also there for which will be in favor of the employers. And of course the broader social perspective is bringing in social security, extending social security benefits to the workers in the unorganized sector or the unorganized workers. And presumption as to the accident while commutation between home and the establishment, I think it is changing now, right? Earlier the presumption is it will not be considered as employment injury, right? So but if it is so, then specific reason is to be given, that is to be proved. Now the default position is getting changed. The presumption is it will be considered as employment injury. If it is not so for some reason, then I think that is to be proved again, right? Then of course there are so many changes. I think these are all, just to summarize, I was explaining all those things. So these are all certain important changes which are coming in.